Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Minecraft Ultra Hardcore Experience. So to start this episode off with, I'm going to talk about stuff that I worked on in between. And the stuff that I worked on was very little. I didn't work on very much in between episodes, not very much happened. So I did a little bit of looking and I plan to add a bunch of little bits and bobs throughout these paths as I work on them. And that's what we're going to work on this episode. So in between, I spent a little bit of time looking into actually what I could put around here and what would fit. Before I talk about that, I need to address this. I had absolutely no clue going into this that Podzol would just turn Coarse Dirt into Podzol. I had no idea that would happen. I thought my Coarse Dirt was completely fine to any changes. I was under the assumption that because grass couldn't spread to it, nothing else really could too. Like right here, this should be grass, but it's not. For some reason, Podzol doesn't care. So as I'm turning all of this stuff into Podzol, I'm going to have to come back and redo almost all of the Coarse Dirt, at least a large amount, which is going to be very annoying, and I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to do it anyways to get what I want. Additionally, these trees are so freaking, they're so much of a pain. Podzol is so much of a pain to work with to get it down. I wish I had some kind of machine that I could just automatically generate Podzol, but I think the best thing I can think of is I would have to manually place down all of the dirt and then grow the tree and then have like a TNT duper blow the tree up, but not the Podzol on the ground. And then by then I'm gonna be running low on saplings, and I'm still gonna have to manually break all of the Podzol with a Silk Touch shovel. So it's not even that automated. The only thing that's automated is just gonna be the removal of the leaves, which at that point takes the automation out of the sapling generation. So I'm gonna spend so much time turning all of this into Podzol. That's probably gonna be the majority of the work that I spend off episode. But I mean, I planted all these down and I got all this stuff done. But this episode, aside from adding this stuff to the paths, as I have with all the other episodes, I'm going to work on this house right here. And now that I've come over here to the house to look at it, I realized that I actually wanted to do the house over there, the one that's gonna go right there for this episode. But I brought all the materials to do this house. In fact, this is like the stuff that I wanted to use to work on that house anyways. But I guess I'm just gonna put it right here because I'm here right now and I'm ready right now, and I think I'm just gonna do this house. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, this is easily one of my most beautiful buildings so far. It is nicely proportioned, looks good on the outside. This one just came together so well, and I'm so glad that I decided to just jump in here and do it. So without further ado, let's go for the little tour. So right inside your door, you get to this hallway that splits off to freaking everywhere. Now I consider this to be like the main first room, even though it's way down on the bottom. It's just kind of like on a straight line out the door into this large area. It's got these beautiful water views out here. Of course, if you were to be actually in here, you'd be viewing it from here, not from up here. I always like to just jump on the windows to look over, for some reason. It makes it closer and bigger. But yeah, that's that. Whenever this room gets decorated, it's probably gonna end up having a wall right here maybe, and then at some point probably like a deck out on the water. I think that'd be nice. In the future though, in the future. And then up in the second floor, it's pretty much the same thing. Except over here it wraps around and you can look over the stairs. I like this area, it looks pretty. And then down and across we have this odd room. It's kind of just a big hallway, to be honest. And then we have the bottom corner room here. And then up at the top through this staircase there's a higher room up on the same level as the door, which is over there. And then out from that door onto the balcony that's up here on top of that smaller room down there, and then on top of the hallway room, and you can see inside. And then there's a secret hallway that I just kind of left in because I enjoyed having it. So we got this here through from the front into the back. So yeah, that is that. I think it turned out very nice, and it is easily one of my favorites, especially views like this. I think this looks really good because I purposely made the second floor one larger than the bottom. I think it turned out really good. But yeah, enough of that. I think now it is time to tackle the bridge over here that has been... I'm gonna say it, hands down, one of the best things about recording my playing is whenever the mic just cuts out and I have to redo all of the footage. Anyways, bridge is done. Roll the time lapse. Honestly, I literally can't remember what I said about this thing other than just like it looked really good because the clips that I lost were recorded like maybe 4 days ago because school started up and I've got a whole lot of stuff to do. I mean, as you can see, the area is quite a bit different, but I'm a huge fan of the way this turned out, and I'm probably going to be doing a whole lot of the other bridges like this. Maybe once I get better at building them and I have some other better method of making them look better, I'll come back and redo this one and redo all the others. But for now, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm loving it. It comes right over here. One of the big problems though, with the way that this whole area is set up, after you get off the bridge, you have to climb up this hill. And so I'm either going to alter the bridge to just go straight up to here, or I'm going to carve this out at some point, but not right now. For now, it's going to live the way it does. Man, I love the way this area feels. It feels so different than the entire rest of my little place that I've built up. I need to do more stuff like this. I need to get the mine shaft built up at some point. I need to fix that up. Having the entrance to look like this, it kind of just stayed this wide all the way down. That'd be so nice. But yeah, as you can see, in the meantime, I've been doing a whole lot of work at spreading the podzol. As you can see, the trees had advanced there all the way over here. All of this area, this needs to be podzol, like that. The podzol growth rules are very funny. I read at some point that I couldn't remember if it had to be the corners or just the sides, but there couldn't be like anything touching the edges, including grass blocks. I'm not positive if it's the corners. That's led to a whole lot of issues in growing, like these right here. I can't tell if the issue is because of that block or these one right here. But those trees had the room to grow. If they were any other tree, they would have grown. I'm almost certain any other tree can grow under those circumstances. These two, it has to be this right here that's too close by just a tiny bit. But these things they can get so big before they actually need leaves. Why is this block stopping them? I don't get it. Maybe it's the ledge right here. I can't tell. I honestly am not the biggest fan of the way these trees grow. I just want them for the dirt. I just want them for the way they make the dirt look. Also, I need to figure out what to do with the grass in this area. My original plan was to just start bone mealing the grass a lot whenever this ground was podzol, and then just have it be nice and overgrown and bushy in between the paths. But now that it's podzol, I don't have any bone meal on me. I can't bone meal it to get more grass. So all of the grass that's here is pretty much the grass that I'm gonna get, unless I decide to get some shears and place some grass down. But if I do that, I'm not gonna get the tall grass. And so I'm doing as much as I can to avoid breaking the tall grass. You just saw I did it right there. Because I'm not exactly sure if there's any other way I can get it on the podzol other than turning the podzol to grass, bone mealing it till I get tall grass, and then turning it back into podzol. So I'm going to do my best to leave these here as much as I can because they're a pretty difficult block to get under these circumstances as far as I know. I'll need to do some more research to see if there's another way. Like, I'm almost certain you can't shear tall grass, and I'm pretty sure you can't place grass on top of grass to make it tall grass. But since I have it here, I'm thinking I might want to incorporate the grass into the design and leave it, but I'm just not quite sure. Because I think it looks a little bit odd on top of the podzol, the way it blends in. Maybe it can have something to do with the custom biome. Maybe I can get some green flowers, or I'm not quite sure if there's a green coral type. I haven't played around with that much. Maybe some of that in here. I don't know, maybe brown and bright green ends up being my color scheme, even though that's kind of a stinky color scheme. I'm going to see what I can do with it because I really want to keep the grass knowing that it's hard to get it here. I would also like to speak on the fact that after doing all of that ground cover all the way over to this section, I'm going to have more spruce logs than I think I will ever need. I've got freaking a whole barrel full right there. I've got another one right here. Probably I got some in there, and this was full too. I don't think I'm ever going to need to cut down spruce logs after I finish this. I'm pretty sure this isn't even half of the area that I need to cover right now. Yeah, if you look down from the top of the roof, I've covered almost, maybe, I want to say this is 1/3, possibly. Because there's this area right here that I've covered. I've covered all the way to about that edge over there. I have to go all the way around the sugarcane farm, possibly all the way around there to capture whatever's going to put in the portal. All the way around here, all the way to the farmhouse. And then I think I'm going to carry it all along there, behind those houses, back and around to catch up with that. And that's just with what I've built up right now, not including everything that's going to be built in the future. Because I kind of want to make this biome just really big and make it feel like you're going through a dense forest the whole time. I'm going to be growing and breaking these trees always, forever. This is just what I'm going to be doing off camera. Along with breeding up these cows again, because I have been burning through these diamond axes. I went through almost this entire diamond axe in like maybe 2 hours yesterday, just as I was watching video lectures for class. I was chopping down trees. This is going to take me more than forever. Oh yeah, I would also like to mention, while putting these trees up, we actually hit day 200. Yeah, day 200. We're on 208 now. It's been quite a minute. So let me go show off what I wrote down for day 200. I originally meant to like just stop playing because I caught it when I was on one day at 199, and I meant to catch it and just stop playing so I could record me writing this stuff down for day 200, but I completely forgot about it and oops. Anyways, that's what I wrote down for day 200. We got a lot done in the second 100 days as opposed to the first 100 days, mainly because I spent like freaking half of the first 100 mining and the other half building this house. I do not have the time for that anymore. I have so much more going on in my life. So this is what we're going to have to deal with. And honestly, I feel like it's a whole lot better to play it this way because we get a whole lot more done. Or at least it feels like we do. So now I'm thinking for the rest of this episode, I'm going to do some work. I'm going to put in as many lampposts as I can get just along these paths, so that eventually whenever this is all overgrown, it stays nice and lit. So I'm going to get the resources for that put together and then probably time-lapse putting them up. We'll see. Okay, next episode we're doing villagers. I just used all of my iron on lanterns on accident. I'm almost certain I have no more iron. We're doing villagers next episode. It's been decided. We're setting up the freaking iron golem farm. I desperately need it. So this design I actually found on Pinterest by Gamma Build. Fortunately, this is one of the one things I can credit. It's not very often that I actually remember where I see a lot of these things. Like my button, no. I'm almost certain I saw that or something very similar somewhere. It was probably on Pinterest. But don't think I'm an avid Pinterest user. I literally only use that site to get inspiration for builds. That is all. I do not use it for other things. I would not use it for other things. I genuinely just like strongly dislike Pinterest, almost exclusively because of the fact of whenever I find a good image on Google, I have to pray to God that it's not a Pinterest image, so it sends me to Pinterest and I just don't find what I clicked on. It left such a bad taste in my mouth. Okay, so I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Please excuse the rain. There's nothing I can really do about it except to wait, and I'd rather not. This is going to look so good whenever this is overgrown and I've got some nice tree cover. Although I'm probably imagining the tree cover be looking a whole lot better than it does in my mind. I'm going to have to figure out how to do it and how to make it look good. But these are stunning. I love this. It looks so pretty. And obviously they're pretty far spaced out, especially these two. So I'm going to have some other source of lighting hidden in the ground somewhere that I can hopefully take advantage of to make this path nice and lit up every time you want to go down it. I did check all the light levels and nothing can spawn here, but that's not really what I'm hoping to prevent against, because I'm going to have to spawn proof everything else, and it's probably just going to end up being a mob switch at some point, because I'd rather not have to have the entire forest lit up at all times. And I think to finish off this episode, I should finally get around to finishing off this part of my house. I don't know why I've left it for this long, but it needs to get done. I can't keep leaving it like this weird thing off the front. So let me grab the blocks together that I want to do this with. I'm honestly thinking we should just keep it something simple like deep slate bricks and deep slate tile wall, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Like place the deep slate bricks along the top and then deep slate slabs along here so that these logs right there are cut in half. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, there we go. Now it looks like it should exist. I don't think it looks particularly the best, but at least it looks like it belongs now. I think that's a good spot to end up this episode. If you liked it, I would appreciate if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want more. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I will see y'all in the next one.